This session, we are working on pressing from the front, setting traps, and winning the ball high up the field. I'll just wait for my cat to get out of the room. So, what we're looking at here is our warm-up. So this is for 18 players. If we have more, we can put an extra player into these zones. If we have less, we can take these players out. So we've got a 3v2 in one square and one player in the end. So that's 6 players there, 6 players there, 6 players there. Like I said, if we have uneven numbers, we sacrifice this player in this zone. So all yellow is looking to do, this is just a warm-up to start off with. So blue is just putting a bit of passive pressure, or defenders are putting passive pressure on. The yellows are looking to keep the ball until they can find this player down the end. 2 players move down, 2 defenders move down, and we just keep going. We push the ball. Blue is just looking to intercept at this stage. So just getting warmed up, lots of touches on the ball, looking to move, pass and move, pass and move, and then we can start introducing what we're looking at. So after they're doing that a few times, switching players around, we can now start to introduce what we want the defending team to do on the press. So just remember, we are working with the team without the ball. All right, so what we want to start doing once they are warm, we can start going into full contact now so they can start tackling, is we want to stop forward passes, but we also want to put pressure on the ball. Now, when we put pressure on the ball, if we just press from the front, they can easily find a pass. So when we press, we want to press and close down a passing lane. And then this player is also stopping the forward pass. So start introducing pressing, but also closing down a forward pass, a passing lane. All right, so if we just press forward, we play there, they've beat the press, they can look forward or look out here. All right, so we want to not be beaten with a pass. All right, so if that ball's here, instead of pressing forward, we want to press and close down an option while we're looking at stopping forward passes as well. All right, if we take this player out, the yellow team is looking to dribble across the line. All right, if blues win the ball, can they look to dribble out through this end? If they're in this area, alright, if they win the ball in this area, because yellows are going that way, if blue win the ball, they look to dribble out over this side. Alright, so that's our warm-up. We're slowly introducing what we want the movements for these players to do. Alright, and we've introduced into our positioning game. Alright, so player instructions would be, can we press the ball while closing down a passing lane? Then we move on to our game training. Moving on to our game training now. So this is our setup. So this is for 16 players. If we have more, we can probably introduce our wide player and our fullback on each side. All right, we want to be opposed, and maybe we can even take out our 9 and our centre back, our 4, and put a gate in here too. All right, so it depends on what our setup is, on how many numbers we have. All right, this is what we're looking at. So let's just take these players out for now, and we'll have these gates as our goal for our yellows, and we'll put a striker in and 2 centre backs for now. All right, so the aim for the yellow is, can we find our 9's feet in this center circle, or can we pass it through one of these channels, or even run through one of these channels for our yellow team to score points. All right, so these channels mark as our 7 and 11, but if we take these players out, put the 7 and 11 in, they look to score through the gates by dribbling, or we pass it through this channel here, which is our 9's feet. All right, so that's the objective of the yellow. The objective of the blue, obviously, is to win the ball and score a goal as quick as possible. If they can score within 7 seconds or get a shot off within 7 seconds after winning the ball, that's also a point. All right, so we want to win the ball high up and get a shot off within 7 seconds. All right, balls will start with the goalkeeper. They're looking to play out, go through the lines, and obviously the blue is looking to press and win that ball high up the field. Now, what we want to see after we've gone through a few times, let them play, and then we start bringing our coaching points in. Now, remember, we want to win the ball high up the field. So what we want to allow them at the start is we want to allow that short pass. We want to set up and drop in for the long ball because we have more advantage if they hit that long ball. We can win that ball because we have the numbers and then we can go forward and attack. So we want to set the trap. And by setting the trap is we want them allowed to play short. So once they play short, this is a coaching point for our number 9. So what we want to do, we want to squeeze them to one side. And remember what we did in the warm-up? We don't want to just press front on, because if we press front on, they've got outs back this way where there is less players. We want to squeeze them across and into the middle as well. So can our number 9 press the ball and close off a passing lane, which is out this side? All right, and as you can see now, we can squeeze, we can push up, we can push across, and we can now limit where they go. Our ball comes across, and we can cut off passing lanes. All right, we put pressure on the ball. We can allow them to go forward because now we are pressing in here and stopping them getting out. And also, we stop them switching the ball across here because as you can see, across this side of the field, they've got a 3v1 and then they've got this outlet as well. So we don't want the opposition to switch the ball. All right, so coaching point, pressing the ball, cutting off a passing lane. Other players, can we look to mark up and squeeze across the side of the field? All right, not allowing a simple out. We want them to play a long ball or a risky ball. All right, as soon as they start playing a risky ball, all right, that's our chance to steal that ball. All right, so that's the coaching point for our number 9. All right, other coaching points would be if that ball does get switched across. Where's my 8, my 10? All right, so if they drop that player in, our 10 pushes in and we look to squeeze. Now, if we're not quick enough and they do switch it across, our coaching point for our 10, our attacking midfielder is, can we now become the 9 to squeeze that ball and do the same thing, and our 9 will drop in and act as the 10. So sort of like a seesaw. So if the ball's on this side and our 9's pressed out, but if we lose that press, drop, slide up and down. And they now act as that 10. And again, we want to squeeze and cut off the passing option while everyone else slides across and we squeeze them to one side of the field. So with this, we are setting a trap by allowing them to play, but then closing off one side of the field. If they want to look to play a switch ball, big switch ball across, that's a risky ball. All right, and then we can also have numbers there for that. If they can hit a 40-yard pass on a dime, good luck to them. All right, but that's what we're looking to force them to do. We want to force them to make risky passes in their back line. All right, and again, blue, if we win the ball, can we, as quick as we can, get shots off onto goal? So that's what we're looking to do. With our younger ages, obviously we take out a centre back and we take out midfielder, and we got our 3-2-3 formation, with both teams. So 3, 2, and a 3. So we could even put in our players up high with our younger team. So we've got a full team. If we have the numbers. If we don't, we can take out these players for our 9er side, and have a gate there for them to score in. So same principle applies. We want them playing out. So we allow them to play out. We allow them to play out, and then we look to squeeze them to one side of the field. So we don't want them switching it out to this spare space. We want to squeeze and win that ball up as high as possible. So the same player rules apply. Set them challenges. Obviously, we have an incentive for yellow to get out, and we have our traps and our coaching points for our blue. We want to force them into mistakes. After this, we take out the restrictions, or there's no restrictions anyway. We just play normal rules apply. So if the ball goes out, we play throw-ins. And we finish off with a game at the end and see if they can do what we're asking them to do. And that's how we're coaching the press when we don't have the ball, winning the ball up as high as possible.